What's up, guys? This is Merc Music, and welcome back to the Nerd Plays channel, and welcome back to some Infinite Warfare. Were we wrong about Infinite Warfare? Were we wrong about the EXO Call of Duty games? That is mainly what I want to talk about in this video, but I do want to preface it with kind of some bad news. We'll look for some TDM in the meantime, but I just wanted to let you guys know that today has been stressful, as both Karina and I have basically spent the entire day taking care of Evie. We had to rush her to some emergency vet care today, which was not great. So today's been kind of a shitty day, so I wanted to propose a commentary that might actually put something in a good light, which is these futuristic EXO Call of Duty games. I want to propose what I think makes for an interesting commentary, or even just, interesting conversation, which, as I'm sure you can tell by the title, is were we wrong about EXO Call of Duty games? What I think makes this really interesting is the fact that when these games came out, I was definitely not their biggest fan, especially Infinite Warfare. Advanced Warfare came out, and it was very new, very different, and I gave it a chance. I think I had like 16 days of playtime on Advanced Warfare. It was gross. I prestiged all the way. I did so much. I mean, I opened up supply drops, whether that was for free or paid. I really put my time into Advanced Warfare. But by the time it was all said and done, I thought the game was too sweaty. The EXO movement spam was getting annoying. And it's one of those situations where at that point in time, I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to see more Call of Duty games go in this direction. I would like to see them go back to the roots. And then what did we get? We got Black Ops 3, which, granted, the movement in Black Ops 3 is way smoother, and the game didn't have like legendary variants and stuff, but it did still have supply drops, and it had supply drop exclusive weapons. So there were definitely some conflicting opinions there. But on that same note, I did put a lot of time into Black Ops 3. I suffered through the co-op campaign. I played a good amount of zombies. On Xbox, I'm in like the level 400s and stuff. I got Dark Matter, and I think a big reason for that is that they were trying to improve upon Advanced Warfare. They weren't just doing like a carbon copy, it was really its own game. But even then, at that point in time, I was like, okay, enough is enough. We don't need any more of this. And that's where Infinite Warfare comes into play. When Infinite Warfare came out, I let's played the campaign on Nerd Plays, which I'm sure you guys saw. Played a little bit of zombies here and there, but really not a lot of it. And by the time the game's lifecycle was done, I basically had roughly 2 days played. And a big part of this is because I put most of my time into Modern Warfare Remastered, because that's really the game that I wanted to see for the year. Good old classic boots on the ground Call of Duty game. But what's actually really interesting is both Modern Warfare Remastered and Infinite Warfare had kind of better microtransaction setups. Sure, you could buy supply drops and stuff, but in both games, you can actually earn a lot of stuff. You have to put in a good amount of time, but that's how you get it. And in fairness, I didn't have a lot of time put into Infinite Warfare. On top of the fact that the game also had variants as well, it kind of made me not like the game as much. Whereas in Modern Warfare Remastered, I felt like the content they were adding to the game was a nice supplement, even though it wasn't original to Call of Duty 4. I thought they were doing a pretty good job with it. So that's where I spent the bulk of my time for Call of Duty multiplayer for that year. And as I'm sure you guys might remember, a lot of people seem to think that I had very negative opinions of Infinite Warfare, which is true. Back in 2016, 2017, I was obviously not the biggest fan of Infinite Warfare. Some of that had to do with the fact that we were going back to stat-changing variants, and some of that also had to do with the fact that I felt like this game's multiplayer was really just a not as good version of Black Ops 3. And even now in 2023, I think a big reason why a lot of people actually like Infinite Warfare's multiplayer is simply because you can grind for these variants. I know we just loaded into another game, but after roughly 2 to 3-ish weeks of actually playing Infinite Warfare a little bit more regularly, like, I don't grind this game super hard. But so far, at least, I've saved up a couple thousand salvage. I have almost 500 keys to use to open drops. And I've also been doing the weekly contracts, so I'm gonna get some extra rare supply drops, some gear hacks and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty safe to say that a big part of Infinite Warfare's replay value is grinding for the cosmetics or the stat-changing variants, basically just grinding for supply drops. It's not as easy to do that in Advanced Warfare or even Black Ops 3. It's just not as good. So with all that being said, all of the things that I've shared with you, all my opinions on Infinite Warfare, my take on this is that Infinite Warfare came out at the wrong time. I do still look at this game and I'm like, this is kind of like a more like robot futuristic gray version of Black Ops 3. I still do kind of feel that at my core, you know what I mean? But it's not necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying that as like, oh, this game is shit, it's terrible. I do not feel that way about Infinite Warfare. But what I do think is that this game came out at the wrong time. A good chunk of the Call of Duty community, myself included, was getting burnt out and tired of getting futuristic EXO Call of Duty games. And part of me feels like if we didn't get this game in 2016 and they just dropped Modern Warfare Remastered and then released this game at a later time, there's a chance it might not have gotten as dislike bombed. I really do think there's a chance that it wouldn't have gotten as much hate as it did. I think we can all agree that the dislike spam on the trailer was completely undeserved. I don't think the game actually deserved to get that many dislikes. I feel like it initially started as Call of Duty fans just being like, okay, well, we don't want another year of this. And then it fucking spiraled out of control and just became a big meme. Which, don't get me wrong, it's still kind of a hilarious one, but I don't think the game deserved it. It would actually be so funny if they made an Infinite Warfare Warfare 2, and they had like some random art on the wall that had the dislikes from the original trailer as kind of like a throwback to the first game. But yeah, man, another big reason why I say that this game could have probably done better if it came out at a different time is because it's 2023. I'm finding a game like this to be more fun and enjoyable than Modern Warfare 2 currently. And obviously to some degree that has to do with the fact that I didn't play this game's multiplayer that much when it was in its prime. So now I'm kind of like playing catch up. I mean, shit, dude, right now I'm trying to level up the G-Rail because I didn't even really use this thing that much. And I think there's like a legendary version of this gun called the Fusillade. I've seen some people using that, and that thing is fucking crazy. You charge up the shot, and if you hit an enemy, it'll like cause an explosion. I've seen people get multis with that. Looks cool as shit. I'm hoping I can get it from a supply drop, but if I don't, I might use my salvage on it. We'll see. What in the fuck? I'm so shocked that this wouldn't protect me or destroy that. Wow. Oh, but I still have it. Nice. I tried to sort him. I tried to be the better person, but he's just camping. I don't know if the barrage is any good. I think it just turns it into full auto. The Fusillade looks cool. Look at me, dude. I was trying to get him. Camping mother. Dude's got a Modern Warfare 2 emblem in this game. What are you doing? You have a dark sky robot. What? No. That guy probably throwing the towel on Modern Warfare 2. But yeah, man, I think it was okay for them to experiment with Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3, but I feel like having 3 of those games in a row was really just a mistake. With how boring and samey some of these recent Call of Duty games have been, I actually wholeheartedly believe that if they made another futuristic EXO Call of Duty game, it wouldn't get completely shit on. As long as it's a good game, it's fun, it's innovative, and they have a meaningful reason to make a game like that, then sure, why not? The worst mistake that they can make with Call of Duty is just making too much of the same kinds of games in a row, constantly rehashing ideas and content over and over and over again. I think having 3 futuristic EXO Call of Duty games in a row was kind of the breaking point for people. And to a somewhat similar extent, I think that's what we're seeing with like Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, Vanguard, and now Modern Warfare 2. It's just my opinion, but I feel like the games are getting just a little too formulaic, and I think they feel like they can do the exact same thing over and over and over again. But what I think is really different this time around, which is probably going to make them less likely to want to take those chances, is the fact that those games have been selling really well. They've been performing really well. Whereas when Infinite Warfare came out, that was when they saw a decline in sales, which is most likely why they stopped doing it. I mean, shit, dude, that was the first year that Battlefield almost outsold Call of Duty. Battlefield 1 was almost, it was like so close to outselling Infinite Warfare. But yeah, man, I've been rambling for too long, and I really just want to hear from you guys. Do you think that Infinite Warfare was released at the wrong time? Do you think we were maybe a little too harsh on the EXO Call of Duty games? Or do you still feel strongly that we should have never had these games in the first place, that it's not really Call of Duty? I'm definitely curious to hear your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. And with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this little Infinite Warfare video. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see some more EXO Call of Duty games in the future, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.